Bullpen Ready War Room Edition. Back again as your host, Jim here, and joining me as usual is my favorite co-host. Oops! Oh wait, I did
Which
the
way? Which
wrong,
way to go?
I did the wrong way.
Nate.
Oh,
My name always pops up just in time for you to say that.
Nate
Hey,
Dog. Oh, welcome. Sorry, I muffed up that. I muffed up that muffed. What is that? It's not even a word, is it? Muffed. I
Muff
don't know.
diving.
Hmm. Yeah, well, there's some things we can't say on here.
Oh, why not?
Although, I mean, I guess we could, right? We're on Rumble and I mean, YouTube would ban us. I don't care if YouTube bans. It's not like we're making any money anyway. But yeah. So yeah. Also, I didn't tell you we're also on BitChute. I put on BitChute. I don't know if that's a wise move or not, but BitChute I guess goes around the world. You've heard of it?
I've
No.
heard of it.
But we post
I mean,
on
yeah,
BitChute.
of course I do. I watch all of our episodes on other platforms.
I might have to fact check that myself. Um,
That might be the first fact check we ever get.
Yeah, well, the reason I say is because there's people from all over, and I think like I said, I'm not about the censorship, but I had to delete a comment, dude. I don't know if I told you that, but somebody, yeah, had some nasty stuff they wrote in there that had some bad words that I wouldn't say to my mother.
Don't,
And I
hey,
don't mean
hey,
just
don't be ghost censor anybody. Let it go, Jim. You see
no,
now,
no, 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 no.
now,
These
now,
were
now you're like the other. Now you like the other platforms censoring
yeah, but
people.
dude, I just don't want it on my platform. I don't want it on my feed. It had the N word. It had some anti-Semitic stuff, and
Oh,
I don't know if it was just a
this
troll
person,
or
this person went off the edge.
yeah, I don't know if it was a troll, and it wasn't even like the argument was like relevant. Like I
Oh,
was just like, dude, I mean, if you want to have a conversation and you use words like whatever in the conversation, I'm not afraid of that stuff. But
okay. Well, I'll forgive you for that one then.
it almost looked like a bot just throwing in some
Uh,
nasty stuff so they can associate with the channel or whatever. And if it's not, hey, post again, dude. Whoever you are, post again, but this time try to keep it a little more friendlier because even I don't want to hear that crap. It's not about really censoring. I just don't want to hear it. I don't even, I don't like to hear. I hear kids around me that use the N word. I tell them stop. I don't want to hear it. It's just wrong. So, anyways, my virgin ears can't handle all that. Or eyes now,
or
my
eyes.
virgin eyes. Yeah. Anyway, what the heck are we even talking about?
I don't
Um.
know, but tell us what we do in this episode.
Oh, what we do is we talk about headlines, which that whole beginning right there had nothing to do with. Um, and basically, we just talk about headlines that we pulled off the mainstream media, and sometimes we read or don't read the articles. More than likely not, and we give you our perspective of what's in the article because we know you probably haven't read it either. And we give our perspective as veterans. And why is that important, Nate?
Because we've been around the world and we've seen a lot and we know everything.
Yeah, and still to this day, we have never been
Fact
fact
checked.
checked.
Yeah,
Bingo.
I think you just fact checked me, but
I was going to. I said I'm going to, but
uh,
I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt because I do feel bad because like I do like honestly I do believe that we shouldn't be censoring people, but I don't have to stand for somebody talking like that to me.
yeah.
So I'm not censoring him from saying that. I'm not reporting. I didn't report him. I didn't kick him off. I didn't ban him from anything. I just don't want that crap on my feed. There's no place for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's what it was. It's really not
Yeah.
censoring. I don't want to
No,
think like
yeah.
that because I don't believe in the censoring.
Just cleaning up your news feed.
Yeah, that's all. And I mean, it's the first one. I mean, unless it was a bot, something that you like. I don't want some bots advertising some sex sites either, unless I subscribed it to them or nothing. Not
Well,
that I do, but
we need some bots here.
mm, speaking of bots, I don't know what this has to do with bots, but our first headline: Border Patrol seeks help to fight 800% surge in illegals sneaking in from Canada.
All right, so let's put this in perspective.
Hmm.
How many illegals snuck in from Canada before? So an 800% surge could just be 800 people total.
I'm going with 801.
Okay, right, yeah, right. I didn't know we had an illegal problem on the northern border, but and obviously we do now. I don't know why, because the southern border is not protected. So why would you want to go up north to come in?
And it's cold up there, right? Well, I mean, think about it this way. Like, Mexico is pretty tight with illegals coming that way. Yeah, I don't know how tight they are coming from other countries, but it's easier for Spanish people to slip into Mexico because they're Spanish, right? They can blend in. I don't know how Canada lets people. I mean, how do you get into Canada?
Fly.
I mean,
Take a boat.
did Canada take all these immigrants in and then just say, "Hey, go to America"? Probably did. This is probably why it's happening because didn't New York send their immigrants to illegals to
And
Canada?
now they're trying to come right back down. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
Canada,
right.
Canada don't give us free shit like the United States. So let's go back down south.
Right, right. Oh, and they do let us have sex with that. Oh no, that's Spain. Never mind.
Yeah, that was last episode. For a
I know, but
totally new episode, totally different day, totally new
it
episode.
wouldn't surprise me if Canada does the same thing.
They
Canada's
might.
probably up there like, I have to make a law for that, hey?
Well, the problem might be they probably took all the border patrol agents from the northern border and put them down south for the help down there. And now everybody's like, all right, we'll go through Canada now.
Right, right. Because, well, I mean, you're saying illegals, right? 800% certain illegals sneaking in. So these probably aren't Canadian citizens because they would still be illegal, right?
They would be illegals.
Or can Canadians just cross into America with no problem?
Well, they can cross in, but they're still illegals. If if they're crossing legally, they're not illegals. But if they're crossing illegally, they're illegals. Sure.
Right. It's the same argument. It's the border. It's about going through a port of entry.
Yeah,
It's the same
sure,
argument,
yeah.
right? Anybody not going through a port of entry could be an illegal unless you're a U.S. citizen. Then it's just
Well,
another law.
anybody not going through a port of entry properly.
Well, right, right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, even if you were an American citizen and you went through not through a port of entry, you still probably are breaking some law.
Yeah. Oh, came to the United States. Yeah, you came.
Right.
You came back into the United States illegally, but you're not an
Right.
illegal citizen though, because
Right. You wouldn't be an illegal citizen, but right, you would have still broke a law.
yeah.
So
Anyways,
all
we'll
right.
move on.
Yeah, screw Canada. I mean, I love you guys. Thanks for your hockey. Project Veritas hemorrhages followers after axing O'Keefe. What do you know about this?
Not a damn thing. Nothing. Zero. Zilch.
Do you even know who Project Veritas is?
I think you tell me every time, but I still don't remember.
Oh man, they've done some great work. They're the ones that just recently exposed Pfizer. Remember they
Okay.
did that undercover video? They do a lot of undercover video and they exposed Pfizer for actually mutating the virus. And Pfizer didn't deny it. But then they had that big scene where the guy was in the restaurant and got locked in. But anyways, I've watched a couple things on this, and this O'Keefe guy, he's the face of Project Veritas, and apparently he just did a video about resigning, whatever. Which I don't think he actually did resign, but he did a video about it, and he just talked about all this stuff. But then I watched another video. The guy's named Mr. Reagan. I don't know if you heard of him, but he says he's got some people inside that he knows inside Project Veritas, and I think it's way bigger than we're it's not a big deal per se, but it's way more than either one side is portraying.
Of course, no one ever portrays the whole truth.
Well, I mean, but here's the problem. I mean, this O'Keefe guy is a hero to people. Like he's the one that goes undercover and exposes all the corruption and lies. Like he's the one that brings all that stuff out. Like that's his job. And people look at him as an American hero. So you would assume that this man has upstanding values. You know what I mean? Like he has some sort of moral compass that he's not doing illegal things himself. But apparently that's not the case. And a whole bunch of people just took his side and ditched Project Veritas. And now, from what I'm hearing, he might not be so innocent after all this. He might be embellishing himself and covering up some illegal activity or fraudulent activity, whether it's illegal or not.
You would assume the same thing about not United States presidents too, but they're not all trustworthy and they're not all not lying to you either. So
sure, but you have to assume that anybody's exposing corruption. You always check their motive, right? What's their motive? Like if it's a politician exposing another politician, that's the motive is just to get themselves up higher the ladder. But Project Veritas was always looked at as the good guy, the Robin Hood. You know what I mean? The people that are putting in the work to go undercover to bust these lying crooks. That's the way you always looked at him. But now, from what I understand, this guy took money and used money he wasn't supposed to use. He was going to see his girlfriend on the company dime. And this is a nonprofit organization.
Wait, if it's nonprofit, how is he using the company dime?
Well, because all the
It's
donations that come in are
kind
supposed
of
to be for the program.
kind of oxymoron. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get it.
Nonprofit company dime. I don't follow Project Veritas, so my input to this headline is worthless to you and the
Well,
audience
I
that's
mean,
all watching us
it's
right now. That's fixated on our conversation.
here's the bottom line. If he leaves, leave Project Veritas alone. Let them do their thing. Even if they're corrupt, they're exposing things. So if he leaves and starts up another company, let's have two Project Veritas. Matter of fact, let's have cells of Project Veritas in every established government area there is.
Yeah,
People,
well, he needs to be exposed too for what he's doing wrong. You know what I mean? If
sure,
whatever, kind of like Chinese
sure.
spy balloons and our spy balloons. We're all spying on each other. All reporters are crooked.
Well, I hope.
He's not anything different.
Well, I mean, but you want to believe that there's still good people out there that are doing it for the right. That's what the military is. Well, I think a good portion of the military, a lot of people are trying to do the right thing, but most of us ended up there because we couldn't go to college.
Or didn't want to.
Right, right.
Well, speaking of learning,
Yes. Pennsylvania English teacher says purpose of his sex ed course is to desensitize children.
so this guy's an English teacher, not a health teacher. So why is the English teacher teaching sex ed?
Well, let me give you some inside baseball, and I haven't read the article, but a lot of teachers do a lot of different classes. I found that out. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
but usually teachers like this, English teachers, math teachers, science teachers, usually stick in the realm of whatever it is. Like health teachers. Health teachers can be PE teachers, can be sex ed teachers. Like those kind are intermixed. But usually your English teachers, your math teachers, your science teachers, they all usually stick to their subject.
yeah, well, this guy obviously he's sticking to something else for a greater purpose.
What's he desensitizing them from?
I don't know, dude. I just don't. I don't even know. Like, are these people as sick or like what? I don't know what's. I mean, look,
You know,
look, look,
I'm
look.
I'm gonna start getting these headlines a day in advance and reading all the articles so I know what to talk about. So I have answers.
You can.
I'm not going to.
Yeah, you can. But I mean, that's the point of this show, right? Because nobody else is reading them.
Mm-mm,
They're either
mm-mm.
watching somebody else talk about them or, nobody's reading this stuff. So nobody really cares. And let's be real, the people writing the articles are deceiving you too. I
Oh
mean, they'll
yeah.
write all this headline and then all of a sudden you'll read in there, he's not even an English teacher and he doesn't have a sex ed course. He just knows somebody who's familiar with the teacher. Like, I mean, so you can't trust even the article.
And
So,
he's really from Jersey, not PA.
right, right, right. Yeah, because he lives in South Jersey because that's where all the Pennsylvanians live.
That's how them Dirty Eagles fans are from.
Yeah, exactly. That's the first thing I thought when I read this Pennsylvania English teacher. No
Hey,
surprise. I bet you he's an Eagle fan.
and I bet you he's from the West Coast. He's Pittsburgh area.
No, he's an Eagles fan. Yeah, but anyways, this is sick. It's disgusting, and I don't know. We again, animals, kids. Oh, we just want to get married. Oh, we just want to like these people that live these alternative lifestyles. And dude, I totally forgot about that. I wanted to talk about something totally irrelevant to this because I'm blowing my mind. It was something about, you know what? I'm not going to talk about it because people are going to get upset. We'll
Well,
save it for another
we
episode.
can keep talking about children.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Wisconsin company fined 1.5 million for putting children to work at meatpacking plant.
So, funny thing is, I just saw this on the nightly news, whatever it was, and these children were working at a meat packing plant, but they were actually working to clean the meat packing plant. They were actually packing meat. But still, they were saying they had like 12-year-olds that were working there.
Well,
Now,
maybe they're desensitizing them to meatpacking.
maybe working their way up from cleaning buckets to packing meat. But and it was across like 13 different um, facilities.
So, here's where I look at it too. Since I'm a father of young children, it's one thing if you're snatching kids off the street and putting them in camps to labor. It's another thing if the kids want to work, and especially if they're under the supervision of their parents. We have laws for that stuff. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I don't think they were American children to begin with. You know what I mean? So,
Mm, sure, sure, sure. So it's basically the legal slavery that they still have in the Arab countries.
but they might have been there with their parents. But
Well, even at that, my wife's parents used to clean banks and schools, and they bring their kids along all the time. Even I went with them every once in a while.
maybe they were cleaning meatpacking plants too.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I'd like to read this one, but obviously they got fined $1.5 million.
Yeah.
So obviously somebody must have done an investigation
Let me
and
tell you
found this
who's.
all
Let me
out.
tell you who's not getting that 1.5 million. Any one of those kids. I bet
Hmm.
you not one time goes to one of those kids.
Right, right, right. It's all the lawyer, right? The lawyers get 1 million, and then the point five goes to the town, right?
Yeah, something. Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
you're
You know,
right. You're right, dude. That's
and
so sad.
I'm kind of like that though. Like, if your kid's willing to work at 12, let the kid go to work at 12 and earn a minimum wage.
Yeah.
What are the minimums? I don't. There shouldn't be a minimum age for work. If a kid wants to go to
No, dude.
work, like what's to say a 12-year-old and a 16-year-old make a difference, or even 15? I think some states are 14. You can work at. What's the difference? I mean, if you're willing to go to work and go work, and your parents or your guardian or whatever signs off saying, yeah, it's fine for him or her to work,
Oh,
by all
dude,
means, go do it.
I'm gonna go a step further. I'm gonna tell you, I've been thinking about this because the education system hasn't changed in a long time. But I've been thinking about this as I'm watching my kids grow up and seeing these other. I don't want to make fun of them, but these other young kids going through these stages of life while they're in the prime of the education in their life, and they're screwing it up. And my look, I'm gonna put it out here. I think after middle school, kids should go to work for at least 2 years while they're in puberty, while they're growing. They should have places they go to work. They should go to learn life skills, go to work for 2 years, and then go back to school to finish high school. That's what I think they should do. Those two
Nah,
years where they're going through puberty, put them to work.
they should work while they're going to school.
Well,
Ju-
that'd be
Just
might
like
be a little.
just like all the other 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds do. They all work while
Well,
they're going to school too. So
and I don't mind. Well, look, okay, I don't mind if they're taking some classes like a work program where they're taking some classes while they're going to work, like etiquette classes, things like that. Just learn, like it should all be life skill classes and work. And then when they're done with that, then they go to school where they could sit down and actually take their education serious because they went through their puberty, their TikTok stuff is done, or at least they realize it's not all a world of TikTok out there. You know what I mean? They're wasting their youth. We're forcing them into school, a learning environment where none of them are paying attention. They're not paying attention. They're more worried about how other boys and girls think of them and how cool they are, and that's all they're worried about.
not all of them.
Most of them. Most of them, believe me.
I believe you because I don't have kids your kids' age yet. So
And I see them. You know, I do sub teaching now, right?
yeah, yeah, yep, yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So yeah,
you're in the school system. I know.
yes, most of them, yes, that's all they care about,
Yeah.
and they don't even remember half the stuff they're learning anyway. Why? Because they ain't focused on it. They don't care. So really, just take 2 years out of the middle there, right when they're hitting puberty. Send them to whatever fun camps where they can experience whatever, lighting a fire, whatever the things they do in class anyway. You know what I mean? Teach them
Well,
some life skills.
until then,
Yeah. Yeah. But you heard it here. Go for it. All right. Anyways, thanks, Nate, again for showing up. Obviously, I appreciate you. Thank you all out there for showing up. I appreciate you just as much. Not as much as Nate, because I probably wouldn't have a really, well, I don't know. We wouldn't have a show if Nate wasn't here.
well, we
But
do appreciate them if they want to come on the show. You're all
oh,
welcome.
definitely, definitely love to get some of you on there. I told you, I think we've already opened this up, man. I don't care if you're in the military. Come on the show and talk to two military guys. Reach out to Pull the Pin Ready. We get the website. It's like on like all the time, right? You know what I mean? Like, anyways, reach out, comment, share, whatever, all that stuff. And until then, Godspeed.
And pull the pin ready. Boom.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.